All right, let's do this. All right. First of all, my apologies to my wonderful 5/1. My internet was really acting up in the morning, and so I didn't want to take that risk. Otherwise, would spend half the time with me trying to connect to my internet. Not sure what happened there, but it's all right. The good thing, I always try to look at the good side. The good thing about this is that today's lesson is based on grammar, and it's the same grammar exercises or concepts that I will use in our test next week. So this way, this will actually be your study guide, which is good. So there's always a good side. Sometimes if you look at how you can benefit from something, and this is it. So unfortunately, we couldn't have our lesson, but the good thing is that by pre-recording, you now have your study guide for our test next week. So very quickly, this is week 7, and for this PowerPoint, we're going to focus on grammar, and then I will explain how we're going to do our lesson on Friday for 5/1 and Thursday for 5/6. Next week, we have a test, and then we'll be done with our 30 points. The last week of January, I'm going to give you just one test. Okay, let me pause my music. The last week of January, I'm going to give you guys, we're still going to follow the concept of having midterms. I will explain to you how we're going to do that, okay? Because I don't want to give you too much work. I'm also supposed to get 20 points for our midterm. I've already sorted out how we're going to do that. So we're going to do it, no problem. And so, all right, let's continue with this. Okay, grammar. So for grammar, we're going to focus on future forms, okay? We're going to use future forms. First of all, just a quick recap. An auxiliary verb is an automatic verb. It's like an automatic verb that tells you whether you're talking about the past tense or the future tense. So the verb after that should not be conjugated. You don't have to do anything to the next verb. You cannot say, I will studying, okay? If you have will, that's an automatic verb. Don't conjugate the next verb. You just say, I will study at 4 o'clock. However, people easily mix up will and will be. When you have will be, then you have verb ing. For example, I will be studying at 3 o'clock with my friends. I will study at 3 o'clock with my friends. If you have will, it's an automatic verb. It's your auxiliary verb. I already know you're talking about future plans. If you have will be, then you have verb ing. I'm so sorry if I'm talking like really fast, because now this lesson is for a study guide, and trust me, nobody wants a study guide that's 30 minutes long, okay? Which means that for this lesson, I'm literally going to show you the answers, and then I'll explain 1 or 2 things, because I would not want a study guide or study video that's super long. Oh my goodness. All right. So now the same thing I explained here, auxiliary verb, those are like your automatic verbs that tell you if it's past tense or future tense, which means the next verb should not be conjugated. Do not do anything to the next verb, okay? All right, now, everything I've just said now, we have examples over here. I will read the examples and then I'll put the answers and read the answers, okay? Number 1, in Washington, D.C., they're meeting politicians. Number 2, listen to my podcast and I'll tell you how driverless cars work. 3, Reese thinks collecting this social fuel won't be a problem. 4, is going to watch their progress carefully. So these are just examples of what I just said, and then these are the grammar rules. We use will for a general prediction about the future. So that means the verb that we put after will should not be conjugated. I will talk to my friends in the evening. B, we use the present continuous for a definite future arrangement. I will be cooking tonight. That is for sure, okay? So we also use the present continuous will be verb ing to talk about future plans that we are very sure of. C, we use will for an offer or promise relating to the future. Again, in general, the concept is we use will for future plans, okay? D, we use be going to for a personal plan or intention for the future. Now, we're also going to learn about the future continuous. So if you have continuous, automatically that means verb ing. We're going to look at the two examples and we're going to complete A and B based on the examples. I will read the examples and I will give the answer. Just try to watch this video even before the test next week so that you will be well prepared, because for the test, I will include future forms, okay? Number one, 21 students will be driving their car across the USA. Two, it will be using Twitter power for fuel. So A, we form the future continuous. Once you say continuous, I get the idea. We've got verb ing. So we form the future continuous with will be plus ing, okay? And then B, we use the future continuous to talk about something that is certain to happen at a particular time in the future. Okay, so future continuous is when we're talking about plans that will happen later on and we are sure of them, like most likely it's gonna happen. Here we go. So this is what I'm going to put in your test next week. Not this exercise. No, not the same exercise. But we're using the future form and we're using the future continuous saying will be plus verb ing. Okay, I will not use the same exercise. No, but I will use the future continuous will be plus verb ing. We have the answers in the box and it's the answers are break, drive, hold, make, not see, study, take, and wait. We have 8 options, but we only have 6 sentences, so 2 of the answers, 2 of the options will not be used. Okay, basically all you have to do is complete the sentence and you have to use will be and the verb ing. So we have to conjugate the verbs, okay? For example, number 1, I will be waiting for you outside the station tonight. We use the verb wait. But because we're using the future continuous, I need will be verb ing. So will be wait ing. Number 1, I will be waiting for you outside the station tonight. Number 2, from next week, the class. Oh, I'm canceling. Oh, yeah, because I thought we'll do it together. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Number 2, from next week, the class will be studying American history. So number 2 will be verb ing. So I use the verb study ing. So for the test next week, I will give you guys a similar exercise. You just have to use will, verb, ing, which means I will just read the answers for number 3 up to 6 because we're not doing it together in the class. Number 3, we will be holding a party on New Year's Eve as usual. Number 4, my brother will be taking his university exams in a month's time. Number 5, Julia won't be seeing her friends on Friday. Number 6, within 10 years, everybody in the city will be driving electric cars. This is how you use the future continuous when you are using will be plus verb ing. So that means the ones that we didn't use for this exercise are break and make. All right. Don't forget, when you have a verb that ends with E, you have to cancel the E and put ing. For example, make. Do I have make? Okay, it's okay. I have take. The verb ends with an E, cancel the E and put ing. We have make, cancel the E, ing. Which other verb ends with an E? Make, take. Okay, my brain cannot think on the spot. But yes, when the verb has an E, when it ends with an E, you cancel the E and put ing. I'm trying to think quickly. Can you guys think of a verb that ends with E and then you cancel the E and put ing? Okay, you have to think. I will also think when I am making the actual test, all right? All right, so another exercise where we have to choose the correct form. Are we going to use will? If you use will, then you do not conjugate the next verb. If you use will be, then you have verb ing. For your test, I might not use this, okay? I think I will stick to multiple choice and filling in the space. So for this exercise, I'll just put the answers and I will read number 1 up to 3. I will not use this style for the test. For the test, I will use fill in, whereby you have to fill in the answer and you have to conjugate the verb, and I'll use multiple choice. For this type of exercise, I feel it's easier when you're actually teaching it, not only for the actual test, okay? So I'll only read number 1 up to 3, the correct sentences. Tomorrow, I am going to buy a new DVD with my money. Number 2, I think that I am going to visit my cousins. Number 3, I'll be working on Saturday, unfortunately. Okay, might as well read all of them. Number 4, it's great to hear that you are going to visit my country. Number 5, I'm sure you will like it. Number 6, don't worry, we'll collect your suitcase from the hotel. All right, give me a second. I want to drink my milk. Like I'm drinking actual milk, okay? I know people use the word milk for something. Okay, never mind. Okay. This is going to be a speaking exercise. I was just going to ask one person to give me their own answers. Like for my next birthday, I will go to a restaurant or I will be traveling with my friends. This was going to be a speaking exercise. Oh, there we go. For vocabulary, I will also include this. Oh, who's messaging me? Can I look at my phone? Okay, so for, sorry, looking at the phone. For the vocabulary section of our test, we're going to focus on enough, to, very, not enough. How do we use enough? Oh, did I put the answer for the first one? Sorry. So we use enough when we're talking about quantity, as much as necessary, okay? I need enough points to get grade 4. We're talking about quantity, amount. So you're talking about as much as necessary or as much as needed, okay? I need enough chili for my food to be really spicy. It's about quantity and wanting more. We use too, T-O-O. We use too when we're talking about more than is wanted, okay? It is too hot today. That's more than what we want. We have too much homework during the lockdown. It's more than what you want, okay? And then we use very when we are making an adjective or an adverb stronger. She is very smart. You are showing you're making an adjective stronger, okay? The work is very hard, okay? It's just to help you express something and to make the expression stronger. We use not enough. Obviously, not enough is the opposite of enough. So we use not enough when we're talking about less than necessary, okay? So please try to remember how we use enough, to, very, and not enough. This was going to be the exercise. Now, here's an exercise on how to use enough. Remember, we said we use enough when you talk about as much as necessary. And these were going to be our answers. I will just read them out. But as long as you understood the grammar rules for future forms and you understood vocabulary for enough, to, not enough, and very. That's the main idea. So these are the answers. There is enough petrol in the car. This car isn't big enough. Therefore, we use enough, and enough has to come before the nouns. And then enough comes after an adjective, okay? All right, so I've been talking for more than 10 minutes. Again, this is just the concept of using enough, to, or very. I would like to now explain your next class on Thursday and Friday. Thursday for 5/6 and Friday for 5/1. We were just going to read this, but since I'm now using this as a study guide, let's get straight into our homework. After you watch this video, please may you use Google Classroom. Open the document I have attached, the Word document, or maybe you can see it as PDF, no problem. It's a story. I would like you to practice. Practice reading the story, practice the characters, practice how to change your tone. Imagine your storytelling, okay? So I would like you to practice. And then on Thursday for 5/6 and Friday for 5/1, you will join Google Meet for your attendance. Fingers crossed, my Wi-Fi will be working perfectly. So the next class, you are going to join Google Meet, get your attendance, leave Google Meet, and then record yourself reading the story, submit your audio. You don't have to show me your face. I just need the audio so that on the weekend, I just listen to your wonderful voices. Yay. When you record yourself and you save the file, make sure you save the file using your nickname and your student number. Don't just submit your audio. No, please save your audio using your nickname and your student number, okay? Now, just a few reminders before you record on Thursday and Friday. When you record, please make sure there is no background noise. And if you make a few mistakes, that's okay. After every mistake, just pause and continue. When you're done recording, save the audio using your name and using your nickname and your student number. How are you going to get your 5 points? 1 point for introducing yourself and the title of the story. 1 point for changing your voice to suit the characters. 2 points for stressing the words. If there's an exclamation mark as you read, that means you have to shout it, and you have to see which parts you want to read slowly or which parts you want to use a gentle voice. It's up to you. And then 1 point for, excuse me, 1 point for making a few mistakes or reasonable mistakes, okay? Mistakes are going to happen. Listen to my example. I'm sure there are parts you can tell I made a mistake. Mistakes are going to happen, but don't make too many mistakes. Just practice for now. And then for our class on Thursday, 5/6, our class on Friday, 5/1, join Google Meet, get your attendance, leave, record your audio, submit in Google Classroom, okay? So this is the story. The story is titled The Toy Goose. I am also going to record my example just now, and then you guys can also use my example to help you practice, okay? All right, adios. Good luck and enjoy your recording, and also prepare for the test next week using future forms for using will be going, and what's the other one? Okay, it's future tense. It's future tense. And also vocabulary using enough, very, to, and not enough. All right. Okay, so please check the other documents and prepare. Take care, you guys. Adios. All right, let's stop. Done. Didos.